Hello everyone, I am Raghuram Bharadwaj, a PhD student in the Department of Computer Science and Automation under the guidance of Professor Shalapatna. Today I am going to discuss about multi-agent reinforcement learning. First we will discuss two-player zero-sum stochastic games and then we move on to cooperative multi-agent setting. There are multiple agents. In two-player zero-sum stochastic games, the objective is to compute the solution of the two-player game utilizing the technique of successive relaxation. We show that the technique facilitates faster computation of min-max value of states. We then derive a generalized min-max Q-learning algorithm that computes the optimal policies when the model information is not known. We then prove the convergence of our proposed algorithm using stochastic approximation techniques. A two-player zero-sum game is characterized by this tuple, where S is the set of states, U is the action space of agent 1, V is the action space of agent 2, P is the probability transition matrix, R is the payoff, alpha is the discount factor. The goals of the agents in this setting is to compute policies pi 1 and pi 2, where for the agent 1, it wants to maximize this total expected discounted cost, whereas the agent 2 tries to minimize this expected total discounted cost. Therefore, the objective will be given as a min-max value of the total expected discounted payoff. Instead of cost or reward, we call this R as a payoff. The min-max value satisfies the fixed point equation given by expression 2, where J of I is val of Q of I, where val operator for a matrix A is given in equation 3. The system of equations in 2 can be written as J equal to Tj, where Tj operator is nothing but val of this matrix Q of I. Let us define a W star as follows. We will discuss it, how this W star is computed in the next slide. But for a given W which lies between 0 and this W star, we define a modified operator TW as follows. TWJ is equal to W times Tj plus 1 minus Wj. Suppose, say that J star is the fixed point of operator T. Then if we write TWJ star, it is WTJ star plus 1 minus Wj star, which is J star itself. Therefore, the fixed points of both T operator and TW operator are the same. This is the idea of successive relaxation. Now, if TW is a contraction, then the fixed point using fixed point iteration, we can compute the optimal J star. So that is the first theoretical result we prove, that in fact TW is a contraction operator with this contraction factor. The proof of this lemma uses the non-negativity of this expression, and if we solve for W here, we basically get this W star. Now, if the game structure is such that W can be chosen between 1 and W star, then the contraction map of TW is in fact smaller than alpha itself, where alpha is the contraction factor of the operator T. So this facilitates a faster computation of min-max value of the game. And we then saw that not only this, the val of the Q dagger, where Q dagger is the fixed point of min-max Q Bellman operator, is same as val of the Q of I, where Q is min-max Q Bellman equation. Using all these theoretical results, we then propose a generalized min-max Q learning algorithm as shown in the algorithm 1. And we also show the convergence of our proposed generalized min-max Q learning. Using experimental results, we also validate the theoretical proofs that we have derived, and under these three cases. In this experiment, we have three algorithms, which is standard minimax Q learning, generalized minimax Q learning, and generalized optimal minimax Q learning. The difference between these two is, in generalized minimax optimal minimax Q learning, the knowledge of W star is assumed. So this obviously performs better than other two in terms of giving minimum error. And then generalized minimax Q learning is where the successive relaxation operator W is computed from the samples itself. So the important takeaway here is that our proposed generalized min-max Q learning computes a better error or smaller error compared to the standard min-max Q learning algorithms on all the three settings. Now let us move to the cooperative multi-agent setting. Here the objective is to compute a joint action sequence of agents that not only minimizes the total cost objective criterion, but also satisfies the total cost penalty or budget functional constraints that are imposed on the actions of the agents. So what is the motivation is, many real world problems cannot be considered in the context of single agent RL, due to which study of multi-agent RL has emerged. If we go more practical into more practical settings, we see that there are often constraints specified on the actions of the agents. So the goal of the agents here, as we discussed earlier, is to obtain joint action sequence that minimizes the long-run objective function while meeting the constraints. So this is specified in the form of constraint stochastic game. Here n is the number of agents, S is the state space, A1 through An are action spaces of agents, T is the transition probability matrix, C is the main cost function that agents are trying to minimize, P is the penalty function, and gamma is the discount factor. Now, the objective of the agents is to minimize this expression 6 subject to the constraints specified in expression 7, where alpha is a specified threshold value. So in our earlier research work, we have proposed a centralized nested actor critic algorithm, which uses the idea of centralized critic and decentralized actors to compute optimal policies. There, the information of all the agents are given equal importance by the critic while computing the optimal policy. The attention mechanism is a mechanism that allows an agent to dynamically pay attention to those agents whose information is crucial in computation of its policy. We make use of two separate attention mechanisms for computing the policy as well as satisfying the constraints. We illustrate this mechanism through this example of cooperative treasure collection. In this experiment, there are 8 agents. 6 of them are called collectors and 2 of them are called depositors. Let us demonstrate in this figure. So the big blue and brown balls are depositors. The dark orange and blue colored balls are treasures. And the rest of the balls are collectors. The objective of the collectors is to first go towards the treasures, collect them, and then deposit them into the depositors. So these are the attention graphs that are learned by the agent 1, where agent 1 is the collector. Let us recall that there are 2 critics here. One is called Lagrange critic, another is a penalty critic. In the Lagrange critic, the main objective is to collect the treasures and deposit them into the depositors. Therefore, the agent 1, which is a collector, gives higher importance or weight to the information of depositors, which are agent 7 and 8. Now coming to the penalty critic, here the objective is to minimize the total constraints. That is, the constraint here is the collisions. So basically the agent 1 is trying to minimize the number of collisions. Therefore, initially we see that the agent 1 gives higher importance to its fellow collectors so as to avoid collisions. But as the training proceeds, we see that the agent 1 gives equal importance to both depositors and collectors because the information of depositors, that is where they are currently and how they are moving towards the target, is equally important to avoid collisions. In this manner, attention mechanism helps the agents to actually compute a policy in a fast and efficient manner. These are the references from where we have discussed our work today. Thank you.